Never, never, ever again.
Now at 6, a controversial call for justice by any means necessary. Armed protesters plan to take to the streets of Tulsa's Greenwood district later this month. The Second Amendment March is scheduled for May 29th during the Race Massacre Centennial. But tonight, organizers claim the city is trying to make sure it doesn't happen. 2 News reporter Vincent Hill is live in the Greenwood district with that story and the city's response. Vincent?
Yeah, Karen, so the march is being put on by the Ilmore Geronimo Pratt Gun Club, and one member of that group says the city of Tulsa is trying to hinder their message.
Nick BEZZEL grew up in Chicago, surrounded by gun violence.
And then as I got older, you start seeing how things transition. You start seeing a lot of the violence taking place, the shootings. And I always had the mentality like, you have a gun for self-defense.
He learned his expertise in weapons while serving the country.
Well, I was a combat soldier in the United States Army, 2 tours in Iraq, Afghanistan. I also was stationed in Korea.
BEZZEL says now his mission is to serve his community.
We just decided to do something to help black people get involved in firearms, help them learn safety, let them learn about different firearms and what they're all used for.
He says the purpose of the march is not intimidation.
I think one person had put it before as an occupying force.
But to honor the victims of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre.
It's a sign of homage for the ones who defended Black Wall Street, the Greenwood District, Greenwood, Archer, and Pine. They didn't defend Greenwood with slingshots. They defended them with rifles.
BEZZEL says at least 1,000 armed people will attend the march, but says the city won't allow the march on certain streets.
And it's gotten to the point now where they've completely tried to diminish the route, and they've basically relegated us to use the sidewalk.
And claims the city is trying to stop the march from happening altogether.
You're basically saying that you don't want to issue us a permit.
2 News reached out to the permit department. The city says the issue with the permit is that the application is listed as, quote, Greenwood Centennial Remembrance March, not as the Second Amendment Armed Mass March as advertised on the event flyer. And the streets requested in the permit application have already been given to organizers of the Legacy Fest. Blocking any other streets would impede all traffic in the area.
I'm asking that the city issue the permit by Friday to allow us to use the street in certain spots. If not, then we are willing and ready to take it to court next week.
Now that march is scheduled for the 29th of this month, and BEZZEL says, permit or not, his group will have a presence here in Greenwood, Karen.
So Vincent, if a lawsuit is filed, where would that happen?
Yeah, so BEZZEL tells me that he will actually file it federally because he says that without the permit, if the city denies the permit, they're actually violating his First and Second Amendment rights, Karen.
All right, that's Vincent Hill reporting live for us tonight. Vincent, thank you.